we're here to talk about some other things too that you brought up. I think talking about going into business, especially students. There are things that you need to know today that perhaps in the past weren't so
It's a
important.
different world
It's
today.
a different world. Yeah.
You know, when I was putting out my resume in 1991, 1992, the early 90s, mid 90s, you know, as far as I'm concerned as an employer, a resume is good, but it's not really what I'm looking for anymore.
So what is an employer looking for?
I'm looking to see their web presence. The first thing I do is I look for people on Facebook, and I kind of see what kind of character they are.
Hear that, students? Very important.
And sometimes you get like these quirky emails, you know, like, oh, email me at this email, and it's like, really? Why would you have that kind of an email? So make sure you have a professional email that somebody can reach you back on. Make sure if an employer does call you back, that they can leave a message. There's nothing more frustrating than somebody coming in, filling out an application, and then me going to call them the next day, and they have no voicemail, and I have no way of reaching them. That's extremely frustrating. But make sure your online activities, your Facebook activities, represent somebody who's looking for a job.
Right.
And you know, as far as I'm concerned, if you had a blog and YouTube videos on your career and your passions, that's more impressive than a resume.
Really, a blog? Is
a
that
blog,
something?
yeah. Put a blog up of your professional experience. And you don't have to contribute to it on a regular basis, but if you put a couple things on there a month, okay, so if you're a chef and you're line cook coming for a job, I want to see the places you've worked. I want to see some of the dishes you've done. I want to see that kind of things on a blog.
Wow.
Would be ideal. And if you're really serious about progressing your career, you will do a blog.
You will do that. All right, you hear that? It's a different world out there, folks. You got to know what you're doing, and you have to present yourself intelligently and be technologically adept at these things.
And the one characteristic that I'm really looking for is somebody to be persistent. If somebody applies and I say, well, I don't have a job for you right now, it's my slow season. If they come back, you know, in 4 weeks, hey, I'm just checking in, I filled out an application, I just wanted to make sure, that to me goes a long way, that somebody's being persistent and checking back.
Okay.
So it's as opposed to somebody just totally not checking back and forgetting it. And because I know that they really want to work at my place. And if they send me a message on social media, I've been following your videos, or I've been on your website, great in place, I'm interested in working for you, that goes a long way as well.
We hear a lot about millennials today, snowflakes, and the work ethic. Are you seeing a trend?
Absolutely.
Okay. So
the biggest thing in the industry right now with employees is lack of detail. You will tell somebody, go take this box and put it on the top shelf on the right. And you go back to look for that box later, and it's not even on the shelf. And this is across the board. I'm hearing this from a lot of restaurateurs. I belong to a mastermind group. I'll be in Vegas next month with my mastermind group. And it's the same thing over and over, just lack of details. If an employer tells you to do something, make sure you understand what they're asking you to do. And it's good to actually repeat it back. To your boss.
Yes.
So I'm taking this next door and I'm putting this in the office on the top right shelf, correct? And you know, it's just it's very frustrating as the boss to say, gee, I told so and so to put this here, and now I need it right now, and I can't find it.
So rather than assume that you remember, like a young person doing that, ask questions, correct?
Ask questions. Ask questions. Make sure you understand the task.
That's right.
Make sure you understand the task at hand. So, for example, we have several potters outside, plant pots, and of course now there's no flowers in them, but they're pushed up against the building, and we have a half wine barrel out there, and we have to go pick up. I have the staff go pick up cigarette butts, papers, things like that. We have a bathtub outside that's painted gold, and it's frustrating when they go only pick up stuff in the bathtub and they forget about the wine barrel. It's like, well, that's all one job, is go outside and make sure that outside is clean.
Be thorough, students. Be thorough. Open your eyes and look.
And I tell people, just be aware of your surroundings. Open your eyes up. Put yourself in the place of a guest walking in our front door. And just take a look at everything. And I like to walk in the front door from time to time, too, as a guest. Because then I can see things as a perspective.
I notice things like that when I go to a place. It better be clean. And as you walk in the door, as you say, you don't want to see cigarette butts or any kind of garbage. When you go in the bathroom, it should be clean.
Exactly.
And I like restaurants where you can see in the kitchen what's going on.
An open
I
kitchen,
like that.
yes.
Yes, I like that very much. So you know that it's clean and that they know that people
Right.
are watching.
They know that people are watching.
Yes. Yeah, very important. Very important. Good. Well, these are good tips, good points for students. So listen carefully, students. It's a new world out there, and people are watching, and it is important to pay attention to detail. Don't assume that you know. You remember what your employer said to you. No, if you have a question, ask. Very important.
There's nothing worse than an employee saying, "Gee, I forgot to do that."
Yeah, or I didn't get around to it. Or did you really mean that? Yes. Yeah, they did. They mean it. All right. We're going to take a little break here. It's 8:25. On this day in 1989,